On the bill, I believe that every legislator recognizes and supports the notion that people who are truly suffering financially or medically due to the pandemic should not be required to find another place to live because they cannot pay their full rent. However, in the Senate majority's words, passing, and I quote, "the strongest eviction moratorium in the nation," end quote, does not mean it is the best solution. The legislative intent of this bill states, and I quote, that stabilizing the housing situation for tenants, landlords, and homeowners is to the mutual benefit of all New Yorkers and will help the state address the pandemic, protect public health, and set the stage for recovery, end quote. This indeed is a strong eviction moratorium, so strong that its strength is flawed. This bill allows a tenant to simply fill out a declaration of hardship stating that they are experiencing financial hardship and unable to pay their full rent, and check off suggested reasons as to why they are unable to make their payment. The individual is never required to show documentation that they have financial difficulty. In fact, there's no definition as to an amount of income available to pay rent, or in other words, there's no hardship income threshold. This could lead to a high-income individual, someone not in need, to take advantage of the eviction prohibition. It could also lead to someone who decides to do a lot of shopping or unwise spending to state that they are having financial hardship during the pandemic. I also want to emphasize that the words "during the pandemic" are used throughout the bill, rather than financial hardship due to the pandemic. Furthermore, in filling out a declaration of hardship, there's a rebuttable presumption that the individual is stating the truth unless proven otherwise. Yet there's no mechanism to challenge the tenant's declaration of hardship. This is all so very strong for the tenant, with no recourse for the landlord. This is chipping away at individual property rights. Even at the end of the eviction moratorium, there's no true recourse for the landlord. True recourse would be rent payment. This bill doesn't even require a minimum rent payment to maintain the moratorium, where you pay a portion of income to rent, like California does. This bill does not solve a problem for all that are suffering. It is not for the benefit of all New Yorkers. It does not set the stage for recovery. You have to remember that our landlords are our neighbors. They are our constituents. They are also small businesses who rely on this income, not only to pay their mortgages, which is addressed in this bill, but also to purchase food, medication, and other needs for their families, to pay utilities for the units, to even pay workers that help to maintain the units. This bill only kicks the can down the road, allowing for the accumulation of more rent owed month by month that will most likely never be paid because the amount becomes insurmountable. In short, this bill allows protection to those who truly don't need it, delays the inevitable, eviction, does not provide any payment whatsoever to landlords, does not set the stage for recovery, and in fact is bad for New York's economy. I'm a no vote on this bill, which I believe is yet another hastily put together piece of legislation that at some point will have to be fixed because of its unintended ramifications. It's disappointing that the Democrat Senate majority will not consider the amendment that the Republican Senate minority has put forth. That bill protects those that truly need help and would provide some payment to landlords rather than mounting debt. Thank you.